Hi, I'm Kyle Root, a training program developer with MSU IT, and today we're going to be taking a look at this analog tech cart with touchscreen. I'll walk you through getting your microphone connected. Audio is the most important thing, not only for your in-class audience, but obviously your remote audience. We'll power up the system using the touchscreen. That'll get your projector going. I'll walk you through how to log into the host PC. We'll get into Zoom, Teams. We'll share out content such as our desktop or presentations. Also, we'll talk about the webcam and how that works with the remote and some of the functions on there. If you need to share out other content other than the PC, such as maybe you're drawing something or writing something, we do have a document camera over here. We'll swing that around, plug that in, show you how to do that. Additionally, if you're bringing your own laptop into the space and connecting that, you can do that. There are some restrictions, but I will point out some of those. And then if you need to play a video file, you can do that from the computer, but you can also play a DVD, and wait for it. Are you using a VHS tape? Well, if you are, we do have a VCR connected to the tech cart as well. So lastly, we'll cover logging out of the system, how to shut down the system once you're ready to walk out the door. You do want to make sure you do it properly. So we'll walk through all that and more coming up in this session on the analog tech cart with touchscreen. The lavalier transmitter should be charging in the dock on the top of the tech cart, so just go ahead and pull that out, and then you'll have to plug in your microphone and screw it down. Attach your microphone about a palm's length down or so. Once you power up the system, your microphone is automatically connected. It should be on a mute mode, and you can see that by the yellow light indicator. If you slide that over, it should show green, which means your microphone is active. And then you can always put it back on mute, and it turns to yellow again. Let's go ahead and power up the system using the touch screen, and just touch to begin, and say yes to power it on. That'll automatically turn on the projector, and will lower the screen in the front of the room as well. The touchscreen defaults to the host PC, so let's start with that, and I'll show you how to log in there. I just pulled out the drawer for the keyboard and mouse, and go ahead and press Control-Alt-Delete and log in with your MSUNet ID and current password. Okay, now that we've logged in, let's just go ahead and launch Zoom so we can get our remote audience going. And you will see this little pop-up here. That's just fine. It's running some scripts in the background. And then it will eventually launch Zoom. And you can log in with your MSUNet credentials. Go ahead and do that. And we will open Zoom. Okay, so we're logged in. It launches Zoom for us. And I'm just going to go ahead and do a new meeting. You probably have one scheduled that you will use. So let's go ahead and join with the computer audio. It should automatically pick up the microphone from the tech cart, so there's no problem there. Now let's see, I don't have any video, so what I want to do is go ahead and start the video. And right now you'll see the webcam is in its resting position. The light is red, which means it's not active. Once I start the video, it goes ahead and picks up, light turns blue, and I automatically have that video feed. So I have audio from the tech cart, I have video from the tech cart webcam, and we're all set for our remote audience. Now, if you need to make any changes to the framing of the webcam, just go ahead and pull out the remote. You have camera select 1 is going to be the main camera on the tech cart, and then you have the up and down arrows for tilt. And then you have the right and left arrows for pan. So if you need to reframe that a little bit, you can go ahead and do that. It does have a zoom in and zoom out feature as well. Let me swing around here because I want to zoom in and just show you how far this thing goes. If you're trying to focus on someone or something further in the classroom, you're going to be able to do that. Yep, so if you want to pick up that speck of dust that's on the floor, you're going to be able to do that with this webcam. Okay, let's go ahead and swing back to our front of the room position here. Okay, So you might need to reframe this a little bit. You can program some settings as well. There is a program feature on the remote. Let me show you how to reference that information. Let's just go ahead and go to the desktop on the host PC, and you see this hybrid tech cart guide. Just go ahead and double click on that. That will open up this documentation that has the camera, talks about the adjustable arms, and here's the remote, how to use that, how to configure your presets. So if you use a room often and you want to program settings in, so you can just do P1 and it goes to your first setting, that's fine. Just be aware that if someone moves the tech cart physically, that may throw your framing off if you're trying to frame the background or something like that. But if you're framing just standing in front of the tech cart, it will hold those settings. So anyway, just reference that hybrid tech cart guide if you want further information on that. Let me pause and take a moment to talk about making eye contact with not only your in-class audience, but your remote audience as well. So obviously for student engagement, you want to make that eye contact, make sure you're getting that physical communication, and it's very normal and natural in class as you're looking at them. Now, with your remote audience, very different, obviously. So to make eye contact with them, you need to turn and look at the web camera. Okay? It feels very unnatural for you because you are not looking at someone's eyes. You are not getting what you're used to getting, but they are getting what they are used to getting. So when I look at the webcam, even though it feels weird for me, it's going to make a load of a difference for them, and that engagement is going to be a lot more and greater when they do get that eye contact. So as you're going through your in-class audience, looking around, don't forget to come back, look at your remote audience as well. Now let's go ahead and move on and talk about sharing out content through your Zoom meeting. Hopefully you've done this by now, but if you haven't, let's cruise through it. There is the big green share screen button, nice and easy to find. Go ahead and click on that. I suggest sharing out your entire screen, so that way if you're sharing out different applications like a PowerPoint presentation and then jumping out to the web, you don't have to share out this application, then that application. Just share your entire screen. It makes it a lot easier. Now, if you are sharing a video for your remote audience, they're not going to be able to hear anything unless this share sound is checked. So make sure you check that box, and then as well optimize for video clip. And then you can share that out. And you can see it's sharing out the entire desktop, and it's outlined in green. Okay, I can pause the share if I want. That way I can switch applications. It'll just freeze on this screen. I can switch applications. Once I resume share, it automatically jumps to that whatever you had moved to. So that's a way to make it a little more seamless for the remote audience. And then obviously we can either stop share, or maybe I want to do a new share, something like that. So that's a look at sharing out your audio, video, and various content through a Zoom meeting. And I know a lot of you are using Zoom. Some of you are using Teams as well. So let's go ahead and touch on that now. Okay, so I'm on the host computer now, and I'm logged into Teams on the web client. And it's important to know that the full desktop version of Teams is not installed on the host computer. So you'll just have to log into Spartan 365 on the web and launch Teams from there. Chances are you already have your meeting scheduled and all your participants will just join from their calendar. But in my instance, I'm going to go ahead and do Meet Now. So you'll see that it automatically picks up the camera. You shouldn't have to do anything to configure that. If it doesn't pick up for some reason, just go ahead and toggle that on, and then we will just meet now. Okay, so your video, your audio are automatically configured. You don't have to do anything with the tech carts. Super smooth experience for you. If you want to share out some content, just open the share tray. Again, we do suggest sharing out the entire desktop. And my share button is grayed out. What's going on with that? Well, you do have to click the screenshot of your desktop and then share it out from there. Okay, so now I'm sharing my entire desktop. You can do whatever you need to do there. Once you're done, you can stop sharing from the pop-up menu here or down here, and I'll go ahead and do that in a moment. But before I do, you'll notice that the video on here is not showing. It's grayed out. That's because Teams can only share one thing at a time. So right now it's sharing your desktop, and after you stop sharing that, you'll see that that now becomes available. And let me go ahead and toggle that on, and then it picks up the web camera again. So don't forget for your remote audience to toggle that camera back on if you are in Teams. Okay, there you go. That's a quick look at how to share your audio, video, and various content through Teams. So that's sharing out content from your computer. But what if you need to draw something or write something and you want to share that out? Well, we need the document camera for that. So let me go ahead and swing that around and we'll take a look at that. Okay, so now on the side of the tech cart, just go ahead and plug in the document camera and we'll turn that on. And then we can take this 15-pin RGB cable and we'll plug that into the RGB out. Okay, so we have our document camera hooked up now, but we have an issue for our remote audience. The issue is this. So this is a straight up analog document camera. So in order to get that through Zoom, you need a digital signal. There are a couple of workarounds, however. So the first workaround is an easy one. All you need to do is, we're in our Zoom meeting right now. I'm going to take my remote for my camera. Let's just reposition this. And I'm going to zoom in on the screen over here. We'll just reframe this. Now I'm still seeing the document, or the host computer rather. So what we need to do is come over to the touch screen, go to the main menu and choose Laptop Computer. And what this will do is switch over to that 15-pin RGB cable. And now we're seeing our document camera. And even though it's not perfect, you can at least kind of see on the screen what you're drawing. So your remote audience is at least able to see what you're doing and they're getting something out of it. And the other option, as opposed to just zooming in on the screen, the other option is to call the IT service desk and actually request a new document camera. So if it's something that you're going to use a lot and not just a one-off, you may want to think about requesting that. Now let's talk about playing a video for both your in-class and remote audience. Now you could have a video from a video file, such as an MP4 on a thumb drive or your OneDrive. Maybe you're playing a video from the web, or you have a DVD or VHS. So let's kind of talk through those. I did mention earlier about playing a video from the web through Zoom. You simply need to share your desktop. Make sure that you toggle that chat box that shares the sound. If you're playing a video file on the desktop of the host computer, you'll see the VLC Media Player application. This is the best way to play a video file on a host computer. So let's say I have a video on my OneDrive. I can just go to the Media menu, open a file, navigate to my OneDrive, and find that video file. Share out my desktop through Zoom or Teams, and then play the video. You're good to go. Now if you have a DVD that you need to play, let's go ahead and go to the main menu, choose DVD from the options, put in your DVD, and then use the on-screen controls to play, pause, stop, and what have you. Now if we go back to the main menu, we have VCR, and again, this is the same thing. You just put in your VCR tape, press play, stop, and what have you. Now, VCR and DVD only work for the in-class participants. If you do have remote participants and you're playing a DVD, for example, you would have to reframe that web camera to show the screen, and then whatever audio is coming through the speakers would just have to go through your microphone. So that's a workaround for that. So this entire time we've been using the host computer to do everything. But I did say that you could bring your own laptop in. So let me go ahead and walk you through how to get that connected. Now the video cable that you'll be using is that same cable that we use for the document camera. So it's that analog 15-pin VGA cable. And unless you have an older laptop that actually still has that 15-pin port in it, you're probably going to need some sort of adapter like this one for a MacBook. It has a USB-C that'll plug into your MacBook, and then it's got that 15-pin port on the side. How do I get this adapter? Well, you'd have to request that through the MSU IT service desk, and classroom support can get one to you. In addition to the video, you'll also need audio. So that might be audio out or microphone as well. If you're trying to run your Zoom or Teams meetings through your laptop, again, there are some restrictions with that. It does not work with the web camera that's attached to the tech cart. So you'd have to use the webcam built into your laptop. The microphone is going to be an issue though. So on the tech cart, you have two cables. You have a black cable, which is for the audio out or a headphone, and that is on the, as you're sitting at the cart, that's on the right side. If you go around the other side of the cart, there's a 1/4-inch cable with blue tape around it, and that's going to be for your microphone. So I'm going to take both of these, and you're probably going to need another adapter. Now this adapter here is just a USB adapter, and I plug in the blue cable to the microphone port and the black cable to the headphone one, and then I'll plug that into my laptop. So that'll get your audio going for your in-class and remote audience as well. So one adapter will get your video going, and the other adapter will get your audio going. So technically it is possible to use your own laptop. Again, if you're used to a MacBook and used to working with that, you have all your content on that, that's fine. I do suggest you bring it in here, hook it up, make sure everything works, test it out prior to actually running live. But if you have any questions, you can contact the IT service desk. There are stickers all over that have their number on it, but you can contact them to get help. Now, when you're all done with the transmitter, go ahead and put it back in the dock. Make sure you push it down so it clicks, and you'll see that green charging light come on. Now, once you're all done with your lecture and you're ready to shut down the system and walk out the door, there's a couple things you need to do first. If you're using the host computer, make sure you save all of your files. So anything that has been saved to the hard drive, save that to a USB drive or save it in the cloud, because once you actually log out of the host computer, it's going to wipe everything from the computer and restart with a fresh build, and you'll lose everything. So make sure you save your files. Now, once you're ready to do that, the proper way to do it on the host computer is by double-clicking this log out icon. Don't go to start and shut down. The proper way on the host computer is to log out. Once you've logged out of your computer, you can go ahead and turn the system off by clicking the System Off button on the touch screen, and then just say yes. That will bring the screen back up, turn off the projector, and you will be good to go.